Today is Doc's birthday, so let's get ready while I talk all about this cutie pie. Doc, and that's spelled D-O-C, is turning 3 years old today. It feels like I've had him forever, but in reality it hasn't even been 3 years yet. We didn't have any pets growing up in my house, so I honestly didn't even like pets because they just scared me. I always thought they wanted to bite me. Once I was like 16 years old, my older sister got a French bulldog named Theon, and it totally just like flipped a switch for me, and all of a sudden I was like, I love dogs and I will definitely be getting one once I'm an adult. Fast forward a few years, and at 19 years old, I was not doing the best. I was not in the greatest relationship at the time. I was just down mentally, and I decided that getting a dog would fix all my problems, which is like equivalent to putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. I thought I would get a French bulldog like my older sister, but those dogs are really expensive, so my boyfriend at the time suggested that we look into corgis. So I looked into breeders in our area, and that is how I found Doc. Obviously, it wasn't my brightest decision, and Doc, in fact, did not fix all my problems. Crazy. But we live and we learn, and he was truly just a blessing in disguise. A couple months after I got Doc, I broke up with my ex and I moved back home to my parents' house and brought my dog with me. Fortunately, I had paid for Doc and his vet visits and everything in between, so we agreed pretty early on that he was my dog, so I didn't have to worry about co-parenting or anything like that. Looking back, it definitely surprises me how well my parents were about the whole situation, because they had never had a dog, let alone a puppy that sheds and likes to poop in the house. But they were so supportive, and I think that they were just happy to have me out of a bad situation, even if that meant having a dog in their home. That was definitely a tough time, but we made it through, and eventually I moved out. And I think Doc really grew on my parents, especially my dad. They definitely don't miss his shedding, but I do think that they miss having him around the house. Of course, now looking back, I do think 19 years old is definitely way too young to be taking care of a dog, especially if you might be taking care of it by yourself. I thought I was so grown up at that age, but obviously looking back, I see how naive I was. And I know in another 3 years, I'll look back at myself now and think the exact same thing. But everything happens for a reason, and obviously now everything has worked out, so I wouldn't change anything. But I'm definitely the first person to caution others about getting a dog at a young age, just because they are such a big responsibility, and I don't think that everybody takes that into consideration. The last piece of lore that I wanted to bring up for Doc is that my TikTok account was originally made for him. This account used to just be videos of Doc, and I was trying so hard to make him a dog influencer, but life got busy and it's actually really hard to make a puppy do what you want for a video. I did have one video go pretty viral, and it was of me singing Old MacDonald to him, and I quite literally couldn't have looked worse for that video. But of course, that's the one that gets over 2 million views. Now it's time to go celebrate Doc's birthday, and thank you guys for watching.